Today, Meghan Markle is in crisis after a series of epic disasters, including the total failure of her tell-all interview with Emma Grede, sex assault allegations against her BFF and Lilibet's godfather, no less, Tyler Perry.
How that friendship and that bond means to you?
It means a great deal to be able to help people and inspire people, so I really appreciate it, bro.
Meghan Markle is being questioned for her unusual link to Tyler Perry, especially now that he's being sued for $260 million in an assault case. People are starting to point out some troubling signs. What's making things even more suspicious is that Meghan appears to be distancing herself from Tyler. He's not just a friend, he's the godfather of her child. Yet, there's talk that she's already wiped every photo of them off her social media and has cut off all contact. Some even believe she may have blocked him. That's not what most would call a loyal friendship. This sudden silence has people thinking Meghan might have played a larger role in whatever is going on with Tyler, and the way she's stepping back so fast makes it hard not to feel like something isn't right. Stick around, because this situation is heating up. The real story might just be beginning.
Why Meghan is coming under pressure here is because she has a track record of throwing very significant friends under the bus at the slightest sign of trouble. I mean, do you remember Jessica Mulrooney, her best friend before her wedding? So much so that her daughter Ivy was one of Meghan's bridesmaids. She was immediately kicked to the curb, never to be seen.
Tyler Perry's reputation is under serious pressure, and the fallout is being felt across Hollywood. Once seen as a hardworking success story who gave a voice to those often ignored, Perry is now dealing with a $260 million lawsuit filed by actor Derek Dixon. The claims in the lawsuit are intense. Dixon says Perry didn't just offer support for his career, he also created a situation that felt manipulative. Dixon describes being touched without consent, receiving inappropriate messages, and working in a toxic environment, where saying no made things worse. This situation is affecting more than just Perry. It's also causing trouble for people linked closely to him, especially Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their bond with Perry wasn't minor. He stepped in when they left the royal family in 2020. He gave them a place to stay, provided private security, and protected their privacy in a very public and stressful moment. Meghan has shared how deeply that help touched her. She said she cried the first time she spoke to him. Even though they barely knew each other, Perry quickly became someone she leaned on during that period. Their relationship became even stronger. When Perry was named godfather to their daughter Lilibet in 2022, that's not a small gesture. Showed real closeness. Perry also praised Meghan publicly, calling her strong and saying he was honored to be in her life. At the time, it looked like a true, deep friendship. But now, with the lawsuit casting a shadow, that connection is becoming more of a problem, especially for Meghan so far. Meghan hasn't addressed the lawsuit or the accusations. Her silence is making people talk. It puts her in a difficult spot. If she speaks out against Perry, she risks upsetting someone who helped her during a hard time. But staying silent makes it seem like she's ignoring something serious to protect herself or her public image. Meghan and Harry have built their public brand around speaking out against injustice and standing up for those without a voice. That's why their silence stands out so much now. Critics are asking how Meghan can call herself an advocate for women and victims if she won't acknowledge what's happening with someone so close to her. And how can Harry talk about exposing abuse in powerful institutions while staying quiet about allegations involving a close friend? Some people close to the couple think Meghan is trying to back away from Perry quietly. Royal watchers believe that if she cuts ties, it shows she's more focused on public image than on loyalty. Commentators have warned that staying close to Perry might damage the Sussexes even more if more accusations surface. It could send the message that they're okay with being connected to someone facing serious claims. Royal expert Samra Gill recently said Perry's connection to Meghan and Harry could now be a liability. She pointed out that staying linked to someone under fire may say something about Meghan's judgment. It's especially uncomfortable considering how much Perry did for them, offering his private jet, security, and support when they needed it most. But now, some think Meghan wasn't as close to Perry as it once seemed. Her silence is making people believe she's pulling away more to protect her name than out of concern for what's right. Some view this as a calculated move, distancing herself without making any public Others feel it's a betrayal of someone who stepped up when few others did. Perry was one of the only celebrities who openly backed Meghan and Harry during their exit from the royal family. If Meghan walks away now, some believe it'll prove her loyalty only lasts when it's useful. That's exactly what critics are saying. They accuse her of using Perry because of his money, influence, and reputation. Now that he's in trouble, they say she's cutting him off. Comments online suggest people see through the silence. Many believe she always looks out for herself and that Harry just goes along. One person commented, "When you befriend snakes, expect to get bitten." Another said it's no wonder the royal family won't welcome them back, because they only show up when it benefits them. There's also talk that Meghan would have jumped at the chance to know someone like Perry even before marrying Harry back then. She wasn't widely known, and Perry had no reason to reach out. The fact that he gave her so much says a lot. Now, as it appears she's walking away, people are questioning whether the friendship was ever real. At this point, not many believe Meghan or Harry will make a strong public statement about the issue. If Meghan says anything, it'll likely be carefully written to avoid taking sides. That way, she keeps her distance without stirring more drama. Harry is expected to follow her lead and stay quiet too, but silence may not be helping them. They've always said they wanted to be different from the royal family. More open, more honest, more supportive. Yet, right now, they're not showing that. With so many people watching and waiting, choosing not to speak could damage the values they claim to support. This isn't just about defending or rejecting Perry, it's about showing whether Meghan and Harry live by the values they promote. If they can't say something when it matters most, people may start questioning if their advocacy is real. And once people begin to doubt that, it's hard to—
Prince Harry from his January 2023 interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes, silence is betrayal. I imagine Perry would appreciate any backup at this point. Harry and Meghan's silence looks completely self-serving, and they could be jeopardizing their relationship with the mogul going forward. So far, the relationship has been an incredibly lucrative relationship for one party and one party alone, and that's Harry and Meghan. Tyler Perry didn't need to appear in their Netflix series. What benefits did Tyler Perry get in defending these?
More people are starting to question Meghan Markle's past with Tyler Perry, and the conversation is getting harder to ignore. What was once seen as a touching example of kindness and friendship is now being reevaluated. Some are wondering if Perry, like other well-known figures tied to Meghan, was part of a bigger plan built around image, power, and media presence rather than true emotional connections. One detail people are focusing on is Perry's absence from Meghan and Harry's 2018 royal wedding. While celebrities like Oprah, the Clooneys, and other big names were front and center, Perry didn't make the guest list. According to royal biographer Tina Brown in the Palace Papers, the wedding guests weren't necessarily their closest friends, but rather the people Meghan hoped to align with in the future. Perry only came into the picture after the royal exit, and public fallout began. That's when Perry stepped in with real help. He gave Meghan and Harry a secure place to stay, arranged private security, and created space for them to recover from the chaos. That support helped build trust, and the bond grew stronger over time. By 2022, Perry was named godfather to their daughter, Lilibet, something that showed how close he had become to the couple. But now, that closeness is being questioned as Perry faces serious accusations. With allegations of misconduct and harassment against Perry gaining attention, Meghan's reaction or lack of one is under the spotlight. Hollywood insiders suggest she may be slowly distancing herself from him. This comes at a time when her own public standing has become less stable. Her podcast Archetypes launched with major buzz and a big deal but struggled to maintain momentum. Reports say the team had trouble locking in high-profile guests, which hurt the show's impact. Some are connecting the dots, calling out a pattern in Meghan's behavior, getting close to influential people when it benefits her, then backing away when controversy hits. Her public ties to people like Oprah, Serena Williams, the Clooneys, and now Perry were all heavily emphasized in media appearances. Yet it's unclear how deep those relationships really went after the spotlight faded. As Perry's legal troubles grow, Meghan and Harry's silence feels more noticeable. Perry gave them real support, welcomed them into his home, and took on the role of godfather. So the fact that neither of them has said a word is raising serious questions. People aren't necessarily asking them to take a side, they just expected some acknowledgement. Given how vocal the couple has been about other issues involving fairness and justice, their past interactions with Perry were deeply emotional. Meghan has spoken about crying when Perry first offered to help. He shared birthday wishes and public support for her. At the time, it felt like a bond built on trust and shared values. But today, all of that feels uncertain. And for a couple who've built their brand on empathy and advocacy, their silence here stands out. Some believe this is all about protecting their image. With Perry facing backlash, Meghan and Harry may want to avoid being tied to him. Others think they could be genuinely unsure of what to do, trying to figure out how to respond when someone who helped them is suddenly under fire. This situation touches on bigger issues in celebrity culture. When scandals hit, how do public figures react? Do they stay loyal, speak out, or quietly step back? And what does silence mean when your entire public identity is built on standing for justice? Whatever choice Meghan and Harry make, whether They issue a carefully crafted statement, cut ties in private, or say nothing at all. It'll speak volumes. And it won't just affect how people view their relationship with Perry. It'll also reflect on how they handle loyalty, pressure, and the values they claim to support. This isn't only about Perry's personal situation. It's about how those in power behave when things fall apart around them. Do they stick by the people who once helped them? Do they step away to save themselves? Their actions will say more than any polished interview or public appearance ever could. What are your thoughts? Do you think Meghan and Harry are making the right call by staying silent? Or does it seem like they're avoiding something important? Let us know in the comments and check out our other videos for updates. Thanks for watching.